Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a left-footed forward. I haven't really gotten to uh talk much here at the Wave with positioning and stuff, but as of practice and stuff, I'm higher up on the field. I'm pretty happy with that. I think right or left. I mean, I'm left-footed, so preferably I like to play on the left, but I think on the left or right wing, I'm pretty happy playing. And yeah, just being up offensively on the field and getting closer to goal and getting shots and creating opportunities up top, I think is where I prefer to be.
And when you consider how well El3 Femenil did over the summer and the fact that Wave are a border town team, would you like to see more moves like yours to San Diego with players that have an El3 Femenil or Liga MX Femenil connection, especially if Wave want to make more inroads with that fan base?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think for me, one of the most important things is to represent Mexico the best I can here in the NWSL. And I mean, there's only a few of us that are in the NWSL from the Mexican League or the Mexican national team. So I mean, I'd love to just see all around Mexican players representing uh us in this league in the NWSL and abroad.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Maria.
All right, Timothy, we'll have you go next. Timothy, can you hear us? All right, I think you're off mute. If you need to, you can send it in your question in a chat and we can read that off for you if you're
Can you
having
hear me
mic.
now?
Oh, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. Maria, thanks for your time. And I'd like to hitchhike on the last point in terms of Liga MX versus the NWSL. So what do you see as some of the key differences or approaches between the two leagues? And Liga MX has just boomed over the past few years, but what are some of the qualitative differences that you see between the leagues?
Yeah, I mean, I had the privilege to play in the Liga MX, and it was some of my best years in my career. I had a lot of fun. It was a great time down there. I think there's been so much improvement in the league as a whole. Obviously, there's a few teams only that really invest in the women's soccer, so um, I think that's like a huge difference. I mean, here at NWSL, we know that a lot of these teams invest a lot of money to be in the league, and I think in the MX, it's only a few select teams that really try to set a good environment, a professional environment for players, for just in general. So I think that's one of the big differences. I mean, playing style, I think in Mexico, it's a lot more possession based, just Mexican style soccer. And I mean, here NWSL, it's changing a lot with a lot of the new players that we've had now, but I think it's a little bit more physical and more direct.
Thank you.
Let's go with Jeff Kasuf.
Thanks, Maria, for taking the time. Just wondering, maybe what you can or want to speak to of kind of what the emotions have been like, recently, I guess the best way to put it, of all the transition and obviously, the trade and then arriving in San Diego.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a tough month for me mentally, but I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to finally be able to focus on soccer, which I think, just by the way I grew up in the US playing soccer, I am just very happy to focus just on that. And yeah, I'm very excited to be here. Very excited to meet the team, to be in this environment, and yeah, very happy to be here moving forward.
Anything, to that point of what that you'd want to speak to in terms of maybe what changed over the past few months from, December, I guess, or.
Yeah, I mean, there was just some things that changed, and I'm just happy that everything worked out the way it did for me to be here in San Diego. I'm so excited to be surrounded by the players and coaching staff here. I mean, I think I'm on good terms with the players and coaching staff in Houston, so it's just a transition, but I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you very much.
John Lupo, we'll have you go next.
Maria, just to that point, just talk about playing under a manager like Casey, the style that she plays, and how you think that's going to benefit you and bring out the best in your game.
Yeah, I mean, San Diego Wave is a fairly new team, but they've been really successful, which we know that it's very difficult to do in a league like the NWSL. So to me, that means a lot to be surrounded by the type of players here, to be coached by a coach that has proven she can manage a team well, and win championships. So I think, to me, just being in that environment and having high expectations for myself, from myself and from the coaching staff and teammates, I think can bring a different level of soccer player in me.
Also, playing now with players like Alex Morgan, who I'm sure you've seen from afar, and going against a player like Naomi Girma, playing with her now. I don't want to single out those two in particular, but just those world-class players that you get an opportunity to play with now. What do you think that experience is going to be like?
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for that. I think as a whole, San Diego Wave has so many world-class players that have been in World Cups, Olympics, and not only that, but won the World Cup and Olympics. So I think, to me, just being surrounded by those players and seeing their day-to-day can help me become a better player myself. And yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. I think just being surrounded and playing with them is going to bring high expectations for myself.
Thank
Cameron, Nia, we'll have you go next.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for taking the time today. Just kind of from the moment you touched down at the airport, the sirens gave you a huge welcome there. Could you talk about, what it's been like, over the past couple of days, since that reception, then what you're most looking forward to, just as far as the environment, the Wave play and all that?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to play in front of the fans. I think from playing here before against the Wave, their fan base is amazing. So I think, for me, being able to play in front of so many fans will be a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, I think the support I've had from everybody, from all the team in all areas, has been great. I'm a very shy person, so I think just my welcoming and everything, how welcoming the team has been, has helped a lot, and it's helped me feel like I'm in a good environment.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll take two more. First, Johnny, and then we'll wrap it up with Theodore. Johnny, go ahead.
Hello, Johnny Richardson with Everything San Diego. I know you only got in on Tuesday, but how much time have you gotten with your new Wave teammates so far and with Casey Stoney?
Yeah, I mean, today was my first training, so I think that's always one of the most difficult ones, just being in a new environment, but I think it was a great one. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of support from my teammates. They made me feel welcomed. And yeah, I mean, I've been in the city since Tuesday. I've been able to go to dinner with some of my teammates and meet a lot of the people from here and a lot of fans, and it's been great. I think it's helped me feel at home, and I know that it only gets better.
And do you know if you'll play on Saturday or when you first play this season?
I think I'm available for Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have Theodore go next, and then Tony, I see you raise your hand, so we can wrap it up with you. But Theodore, go ahead.
Hi, Maria. Just wanted to talk about what Casey or Jill kind of said to you in that negotiation period to make San Diego feel like the right choice for you, or maybe how much decision making you had, I guess, on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had a lot of decision in that. At the end of the day, it was all up to Houston. But during off season, I was able to consider other teams. I know I was a restricted agent, so it was really still not up to me. But yeah, I mean, I think San Diego has always been a team that has looked amazing from the outside, and knowing that Jill Ellis is here, Casey Stoney is here, the players that they have, I mean, it made it so exciting, and that it was an option. So yeah, it was really amazing to be considered, and the effort that San Diego made to get me here was pretty amazing for me, and it means a lot. It means I can see what I mean to them as a player, so it motivates me as well to represent San Diego the best I can.
One final one. Did you see obviously San Diego is going to play in the CONCACAF tournament? Do you have any comments on that in August? Going to be playing against potentially Mexican, Panamanian, Jamaican teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very exciting tournament. I think at least me personally, have always dreamed of playing in those kind of tournaments. And I mean, playing against the Liga MX teams, I know Tigres is in there, so that's always great to see. It's exciting to even have the summer tournament against the Mexican League. So I think all around it's just very exciting to have those kind of tournaments, and I think it gives you an incentive as a league to represent your city and your league the best you can.
Thanks so much for your time, Maria. Appreciate you. Yeah, enjoy San Diego.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take one more from Tony to wrap it up. If I saw you throw your hand up real quick, we might have time for just one more before Casey, if you had one.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Maria, you just mentioned, during off season you were a restricted agent, which you talked about how you were able to consider other teams, but it, ultimately the trade wasn't up to you. I mean, the sign, or like the original restricted free agency and now the trade. I'm just wondering, given that you did eventually tweet about how you had asked in late March for a trade, how you felt about basically your own agency, or I guess player agency in general, and being able to move where you want, and through the whole process, maybe if you felt like you wished players or yourself had more control over the process, or if it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a very difficult thing to be in as a player when you have no control of really your future, where you want to be. I do wish there was different rules, but at the end of the day, that's what we have for right now. I do appreciate the 3-year and the 5-year free agencies that have been added into the league, but I also agree that it's very harsh the way some players are traded around without their knowledge. So yeah, I think I'm very lucky that everything worked out in a way that I like, and yeah, I think for some players that could be really difficult, and hopefully that can change in the future. But yeah,